Bringing a new puppy into your life is an exciting venture. However, navigating the world of breeders requires careful consideration to ensure the well-being of your future companion. In this guide, we'll explore what to avoid, empowering you to make an informed and responsible decision. Let's look at the factors that pinpoint breeders who may compromise the health and happiness of the puppies they produce. Here are 10 red flags that should have you running the other way. Let's dig in. If the breeder is USDA registered, this always indicates a puppy mill because there is a minimum production level to keep registration active. These dogs are raised in cramped quarters, often having never seen the inside of a home, touched grass, or seen a veterinarian in their entire lives. If you'd like more resources on how to identify puppy mills and what you can do to stop them, you can check out bailingoutbenji.com. Poor living conditions for parents and puppies can have a negative impact on health, growth, and overall well-being. Always look into how breeders keep their dogs. Lack of proper health testing on parent dogs only hurts the puppies being produced. This leaves those puppies at risk of developing some serious genetic conditions, could saddle you with hefty vet bills, and worst of all, a dog suffering from a lifelong ailment that was likely preventable. Titles aren't just fancy words that go at the end of the dog's name. They are third-party, unbiased verification that the dog is a good example of its breed, that it has a solid temperament, that it can perform the breed's original purpose or contemporary equivalent, and has desirable traits in a companion. Failure to prove breeding dogs shows lack of commitment and ethics. Breeding dogs before the age of 2 is risking physical complications for the mother, as well as gambling with the health of any potential puppies. A majority of vital health certifications cannot be done or aren't valid until at least 2 years of age. Breeding before having the results is irresponsible and leaves puppies at risk for developing painful, debilitating, or deadly genetic ailments. This is in addition to the potential physical harm of breeding a female far too young. Constant availability of litters or numerous different breeds is a good indicator you're looking at a puppy mule or prolific backyard breeder. Some breeders may have 2 to 3 focus breeds, but more than that deserves healthy skepticism. On top of this, no ethical breeder is going to mix breeds. Doing so creates unpredictable traits in dogs. Constantly having puppies available shows they're overbreeding their females and producing quantity, not quality. Sending puppies home too early is majorly worrying. Removing puppies from mom and siblings prior to 8 weeks old leaves them vulnerable to developing lifelong behavioral and social problems. Being with mother and litter mates until ideally 10 weeks of age helps them develop social skills, proper communication, and gives them a better overall foundation. Lack of a contract can leave you holding the bag if the breeder neglected to do the proper health testing, leaves the dog without a fail-safe if something were to happen to you, and neglects to outline responsibilities for both parties. Absurd clauses like requiring holistic veterinary care, anti-vaccination, or raw diets, especially if it nullifies the health guarantee, are major concerns. Health guarantees provide assurance that all necessary relevant testing has been done, and if something was to go wrong, you're covered in vet bills and treatment, getting a refund, or getting a replacement puppy. Are they charging different prices based on aesthetics, size, or sex? All puppies in the same litter take the same amount of effort to produce. Charging more based on superficial factors is simply greed and dishonest practices. Are they charging extra for breeding rights? When it comes to breeding rights, not every puppy is going to be breeding quality, nor is that a decision to be made before the dog even matures. This shows lack of care for the overall health, stability, and well-being of the breed, as well as that of the individual dog. Everyone loves a good deal, but when it comes to buying a dog, it should be a cause for concern. You know the saying, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. So if a supposedly purebred dog is going for much less than average, ask yourself why. Inability to provide basic information like adult size, grooming and exercise requirements, dietary concerns, or other breed specifics are cause for apprehension. An ethical breeder will be a wealth of knowledge to help you navigate life with your new dog. Lack of transparency about pedigrees, health testing, and breeding practices should stop you in your tracks. If they can't or won't provide this information, it likely doesn't exist, is being falsified, or being hidden intentionally. Presenting designer dogs as purebred is false advertising and a blatant lie. Designer dogs are a mix of at least two distinct and separate breeds, not a true breed themselves. The breeder claiming these dogs are registered makes no difference. You can register a mixed breed dog in many kennel clubs in order to keep track of sporting companion titles. That's it. There is no legitimate registry that recognizes mixed breeds. No ethical breeder is going to be creating designer dogs or sell their dogs to those with the intentions of doing so. They often get their breeding dogs from puppy mills or other backyard breeders. Mixing unknown or poor genetic backgrounds, along with crossing different breeds with mystery lineage, can result in a large number of unknowns. These can be important factors like size, grooming requirements, health conditions, behaviors, temperament, and energy levels. All designer dog breeders are simply cashing in on a fad. If the breeder does not prioritize adequate socialization for the puppies before sending them to their new homes, that's a potential lifelong issue and a big red flag. Ethical breeders invest time in preparing their puppies for a smooth transition and providing essential lifelong skills for their well being. This means preparing them for lives with other dogs, cats, kids, as well as exposing them to the world at large through different sights, scents, sounds, and textures. Failing to do so only sets the puppies up for a hard start in life, since they have no basis on which to compare their experiences with. They lack confidence and have a good chance of developing fear, aggression, anxiety, and other behavioral concerns when it comes to novel experiences. Selling puppies in pet stores, flea markets, Craigslist, or online groups are huge red flags. Ethical breeders prioritize responsible handovers. That means getting to know you as the puppy buyer and maintaining a relationship. Advertising their dogs as rare color, micro, teacup, or as imported are all marketing gimmicks. Consider Merle Mini Bernedoodles. None of the breeds that go into the mix, the Poodle, Golden Retriever, or Bernese Mountain Dog, have the genetics from Merle coats, so there's something else added in there that they're not telling you about. Micro and teacup do not exist in any breed. Import status does not reflect the quality or health of the dog. There are backyard breeders and puppy millers all over the world. Check the breed standard through the Breed Parent Club's website to find actual colors, patterns, and sizes these dogs come in. Keep in mind there are caveats such as a poodle. The UKC accepts the phantom pattern while AKC does not. What's phantom? Well, think Doberman or Rottweiler markings on a poodle. You have the darker mane coat with lighter patches on the feet, chest, muzzle, and eyebrows. Focusing heavily on registration status, sometimes called papers, and past achievements in the lineage rather than the merits of the individual dogs is problematic. It doesn't validate the worthiness of the dogs being bred, so instead of proving their own dogs, the breeder props themselves up on the hard work of others. They have no unbiased professional views on their dog's overall status. Registration alone doesn't guarantee ethical breeding or a healthy puppy. It only states the dog has a purebred history going back at least 3 generations. Choosing a responsible breeder is essential for the well-being of your future companion. By avoiding the mentioned red flags, you're making a thoughtful and ethical decision. Thorough research, asking questions, and prioritizing transparency are key. If you're concerned about falling victim to a puppy scam, I have a video explaining the warning signs. I also have another video detailing the characteristics to look for in an ethical breeder. Until next time, stay curious and keep digging.